So today I thought I would do a yoga sequence using resistance loops. So I've just got a few come recently, and they come in a little bag. You often get different strengths. So I've got 4 different strengths here: heavy, extra heavy, medium and light. Today I'm going to be using the medium and the light bands. And what these bands do is they help to really engage the muscles. If you're looking to really tone the muscles or build strength, these bands can really help with that, because they really help to trigger an engagement in the muscles, on the muscles that you use. So I will run through a yoga sequence that you can use if you're thinking of getting these resistant loops, or if you've just got some you're not really too sure how to use them. This should give you a few ideas. I will be using the light one on my upper body and the medium one on my lower body. But just try it out, see how it goes, see what works for you. You can always change them around and see. So I'll be starting with the light one, taking it around the forearms, like so. And we'll be starting with a few cat-cows. So keeping the same alignment as you usually would. So you want your shoulders stacked over your wrists here, and you should feel the band tighten a bit. Then you want your hips stacked over your knees. And then drop the belly down on the inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, round through the spine, draw the navel in. Inhale to come up, gaze is up. Exhale, navel to spine, dropping the head down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale to come back up to our neutral spine. Keep gripping into the mat here, so you should feel that the forearms are engaged a little bit more than what they usually are in our cat-cow position. From here we'll come onto the balls of the feet, making our way into a plank position. So keep gripping into the mat. You should see the whites of the finger or the fingertips turn white here. Push into the index finger. You should really start to feel the forearms engage. Draw the navel in, keep the legs nice and engaged, shoulders still stacked over the wrists. And just hold it a little bit longer, a few more breaths. And after the next exhale, dropping the knees down, coming back for a moment. So you'll probably notice the forearms are working a lot more than what usually would in those poses. We've got one more arm pose to do here. So come to a comfortable seated position, legs crossed, you have legs out in front and it's easiest. And then just bring the arms in front, palms facing each other. You want them about 90 degrees. On the inhale, we'll just start to open the arms slightly, drawing the shoulder blades together. So as you do this, you want to try and use the muscles in the back, so the upper back in between the shoulder blades. Exhale, draw the arms back in, keeping the band tight so not coming too far in to slacken it off. And inhale, just open the arms slightly. Exhale, draw the arms together. So we'll just work with our breath in our own time, doing this a few times. Just notice whether you are using your biceps or the muscles in between the back. So this exercise is really good for strengthening the rhomboids. It can help prevent hunching in the back because we're strengthening the upper back here. So a really good exercise if you carry a lot of tightness in the upper back. Also, if you spend a lot of time on a computer or anything like this is a really good exercise to do. Just do that one more time. So inhale to open the arms. And then exhale, release. And you can really round out the band now. Maybe give yourself a couple of shoulder rolls in one direction and then the opposite direction. So we'll swap over to the medium band now. And we'll be placing this around our calves. And making our way from here into a downwards dog. So find it easiest just to come back into our all fours position. Start to really grip into the ground, keeping your shoulders stacked over your wrists. Really push the index finger down. You want either the index finger or the first finger facing forward here. Tuck the toes, pull the navel in, lift the knees off the ground. And then continue to lift the hips up and back. And into a downwards dog. You might need to adjust yourself a little bit. I'm just moving forward because I've got a wall behind me here. And continue to really push into the hands, the full hand here. So just take a moment here. You might want to just gently walk the legs out a little bit. Start to wake up the hips. You can make those movements quite dynamic, maybe looking into each armpit. And then when you're ready, just coming back to centre. And draw the navel in, lift the left leg off the floor. Really engage the muscles in the leg here, so you really want to feel the glute activate. So this is a really good exercise for you, toning the glutes and the hamstring here. So from here, we'll just start to pulse the leg up and down. You might aim to do this about 15 times, but you might like to start with just 5, maybe 10, see how you go. Keeping the band quite, what's the word I'm looking for? Engaged. Keep the muscles engaged. You should really feel the muscles in the glutes switch on here. Just 3, 2, 1. Place that left foot down. If you like, you might want to just quickly come back into a tabletop position, releasing the hands. Maybe come down for a little bit of a child's pose here, just to stretch the hands out, the back of the arms out. Rocking side to side, whatever movements feel good, just take those for a moment. Then we'll make our way back into a downwards dog. So again, you want shoulders stacked over wrists, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downwards dog. So we'll take it to the opposite side this time. So lifting the right leg up, keeping the toes pointing down here. You want to make sure you're not leaning over to the side, hips are nice and straight, pushing down evenly in the hands. And then just start to pulse the leg. Again, do this about 15 times. Keeping that band nice and strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing that foot back down to the ground, making our way back into our child's pose, releasing the hands up. I like to come onto the fingertips here. You might want to take just the hands down by the side, maybe a few wrist circles here in one direction, then the opposite direction. Perfect. And when you're ready, come back into a forward fold, a tabletop, tuck the toes, walk the hands back, Come onto the soles of the feet here and start to slowly straighten the legs. Bring the feet so they're hip distance apart so you can bring the fists in between the hands, get a nice good distance here. Start to slowly straighten the legs, keeping a little bit of a bend in the back of the knees, releasing the arms and the head down, so we're in a forward fold position here. Just staying here a little bit, maybe shaking the head out, yes. And 9. And slowly start to roll up to standing position. Second one, vertebrae at a time. Rolling the shoulders down and back. A couple of times. Great. So from here, we will do, I like to call it a crab walk. It really helps to, again, work on the outer hips and the thighs. So keeping the legs about hip distance apart, we'll squat down a little bit. I find it easier to bring the hands to the hips here, but you can bring the arms out in front if you like. So we're angled about a squat like this, back nice and straight here. Pull the navel towards the spine to really engage the core, and you want your knees tracking in the same way as your toes. Great. From here, we'll just start to walk across the mat. And then when we get to the other side, we'll just start to walk back. Keeping the hips nice and low here, so you're still in your squat position. Keep back nice and straight, navel pulling in here. And we'll walk back and forth 6 times, this is the last one. And when we get there, coming back to hip distance apart, inhale and lengthen. You might like to give the legs a little bit of a shake out here. So you should have really felt the glutes and the thighs, hamstrings all engaged there. Now we'll take the band and we'll move it up above the knees, placing it around the thighs. Bringing the legs again, so hip distance apart, maybe just checking the position of the feet. Move into the centre. Standing up nice and straight. And then on the exhale, bringing the fingertips down towards the floor. So you're touching the floor, keeping your knees tracking over your toes, back nice and straight. Bum is really quite far down here. And then inhale to bring the arms up, keeping the hips nice and low, back straight. So this is our chair pose here. And we'll just try and hold this for 5 rounds of breath. So you should notice the difference doing this with and without the band, that the quads really start to fire up here. So really toning the muscles. Keep breathing here, just staying for another 2 rounds of breath. Then inhale, stand, bring the arms down by the side, straighten the legs, and a little bit of a shake out. So that's our chair pose. There again, like I said, really engages the muscles in the legs. We'll move on back to the arms, give our legs a little bit of a break now. So moving back to the light band, bringing the band back around the forearms here. Great. And then come to the front of your mat if you're not there already, feet hip distance apart. And we'll step back with the left leg coming onto the ball of the left foot. You want the front knee stacked over the ankle here. Pull those hips together, pull the inner thighs together, keeping the hips nice and straight. And then inhale, just reach the arms up, palms facing each other here. And you want to keep your distance of the arms so they're shoulder distance apart. here, we'll do a couple of lunge dips. So on the exhale, bring the knee down towards the mat, keeping the arms lifted. Inhale to back up. Do that 4 more times. Knee to mat. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to mat. Inhale up. 2 more times. Knee to mat. Inhale up. 1 more time. Knee to mat. Inhale back up. And from here, on the next inhale, step the left leg forward. Bring the arms down by the side for a little bit of a rest here. So we'll take this on the other side now. So when you're ready, on the next inhale, step back with the right foot. Come onto the ball of the right foot. You want to try and keep your feet hip distance apart here. So maybe readjusting the foot slightly. And on the next inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And we'll take those lunge dips again. So on the exhale, knee towards the mat. Inhale, lift. Knee to mat. Inhale, lift. Knee to mat. Inhale, lift. 2 more times. Knee to mat. Inhale, lift. 1 more time. Knee to mat. Inhale, lift. And then stepping that leg forward, arms down by the side. So those lunge dips, not only are we working the legs there, we're also getting some strength in the arms as well. So again, feeling the forearms really activating there. So from here, we'll make our way back down to the mat. So inhale to reach the arms back up overhead, keeping the band nice and tight so it doesn't move down the arms like it did for me. Keep arms shoulder height. Make sure you've got enough room in front of you here. Draw the navel in. And on the exhale, start to hinge forward at the hips. Navel to spine, bring the torso so it's parallel to the floor. Hold knee of the inhale to the lengthen through the spine here. And exhale, continue to fold forward, bending through the knees, bringing the hands towards the mat, releasing the head. You release the band from around the mat, place it to the side. And just resting here for a moment. Maybe swaying side to side gently. And then continue to fold down, bending at the knees, making our way down to the mat. Coming down to a seated position. You want the soles of the feet on the floor. We'll go back to our medium band this time. So placing the medium band back around the calf muscles, so below the knee. You never want to have these bands on the joints, so these are the muscles. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Keep the back nice and straight, so I usually find it helps to just bring the hands to the shins and just lift up through the back here. And then bring the arms out so the palms facing each other. Try and keep the back lifted, or the chest lifted here, back nice and straight. And then pull the navel in, we'll lift the left leg off the floor. And then lift the right leg off the floor. So this is our boat pose. Keep the navel in. And we'll just drop the toes of the left foot to the floor and then back up. And then right foot, back up. So we'll do that 10 times. So left, back up, right, inhale, back up, left, back up. Just moving with your own breath in your own time. Trying to keep the navel pulling in towards the spine, back nice and straight. So we're halfway there now. 4, 3. The slower you do it, the more you activate the muscles here. 2. 1. Great. And releasing, coming back up. hug those knees in towards your chest. Maybe drop the head down here. Take a few deep breaths. You should be able to feel a nice release through the back as you breathe deep into the belly. And release in the band. So you really should have felt the core engaged, that last one there, building lots of heat in the body. So we'll end this practice. Just come into a comfortable seated position, palms of the hands to the knees. And we'll take a collective inhale through the nose. And on the exhale, we'll just sigh out the mouth, and we'll do that 2 times. So inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale, exhale. Right, so that's the end of our little sequence there. So I hope you enjoyed using the bands. Like I said, just play around with them and changing the different kind of grades that you've got there. If you do feel any pain at all, it should never be painful, so just make sure you come out the pose, maybe try something a little bit different. Always listen to your body when you are practicing yoga, and I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you. Namaste.